Welcome to Northwest Profiles, a look at people, places, and events of interest in the inland Northwest.
The Rodeo. Cowboys and animals mixing it up, creating excitement and energy.
What's wrong with that idea?
These sights and sounds are all too familiar to bullfighter Rowdy Berry.
Come on, make a bow right now, Jeff. He's going to go both ways, Leon.
Dandy Dan, shoot number 5. Come on, guys. Come on.
The element of danger in a profession like Rowdy's is always primary. But without athletes like him, the rodeo couldn't exist in its present form and level of risk. Rodeo announcer Zoop Dove.
A bullfighter's job is probably one of the most critical and crucial jobs in the entire arena. Here's a man that has to rely on his wits, his skill, and his natural athleticism to be able to save the cowboy, and primarily that's the bullfighter's job, is to save the cowboy. The entertainment aspect of it, of course, figures into the equation as well, but I think that probably and foremost, the cowboy bullfighter relies on the safety margin. These guys realize in the twinkling of an eye, one wrong move or a move too quick or too late, and they can be laid up for a long period of time, if not forever.
You have to have respect for the bulls, but you can't fear them. Them bulls, they see, they'll come out 2 to 3 times a weekend, and they get it figured out in a hurry what the game is. And so if you start playing their game, they've got the control. So you want the control, and you go out there scared you're going to be playing their game and you're going to get hurt.
An incident in early 1994 in El Paso, Texas, caught Rowdy by surprise and caused a major amount of physical damage.
They tore an ear off, and it knocked me out and broke some ribs. Right before that, they tore all the lower muscles off of the back and the hip, and that was probably one of the most crippling injuries I've had. I've had a horn shoved in my leg 4 inches. Probably one of the most serious injuries, I should say, is I got kicked in the nose, and it shoved all my nose cartilage into my sinuses, which is, headed straight for the brain. And anyway, I guess that was probably one of the most serious injuries I've had. But we break ribs quite often, fingers, because you're always shoving your hands on them bulls' heads and stuff. And there's a lot of knee injuries in our sport also.
Bullfighting is a serious business for both the bullfighter and the cowboy. Bull rider Raymond Wessel.
I guess what he basically does for me is most of the time save my butt.
Long Creek, Oregon is his home. He's
like tonight, I'm coming in here tonight with a sore knee.
All right, Raymond, make a bow ride.
I've already talked to him. Hopefully he'll be able to keep him away from me a little longer than normal. He does a real good job saving the cowboy. That's what he's supposed to do. So that's what he does.
Bull rider Richard Stapleman.
I rely on Rowdy to, number 1, for safety, number 2, to make my bull perform to the best he can perform. And hopefully, when I'm running out of there, he's going the opposite direction with the bull.
They realize that we extend their career and we send them on to the next rodeo. If it wasn't for us, most of them would have very short careers. Because a majority of them bulls, they know what they're doing. They're looking for them when they're coming off. And even with us in there, they still get hooked sometimes, and they get thrown off right in front of them or right beside them, and they're on them before we can be there to get a hold of the bull.
At the age of 17 in 1984, Rowdy began his bullfighting career in Pendleton, Oregon. Nearly 2 years later, he joined the PRCA, turning his hobby into a profession.
I was around horses and rodeo all my life. I was pretty much raised on a horse, so that probably caused some of the excitement and being around cattle and the bulls. I guess I've always had an infatuation with bulls since I was a little kid. I tried all the other rodeo events. I tried roping, and I've tried the riding events, and 8 seconds in them riding events just wasn't enough adrenaline, so I started fighting bulls, and I'd always liked watching the bullfighters and the clowns back then as a kid and as I was rodeoing, and I just thought I'd better try it, and at practices I'd give it a try, and then I decided I'd go to a school and try it there, and it just progressed from there.
Traveling from rodeo to rodeo in a fifth wheel, Rowdy figures he works over 120 performances a year. Included in a number of these appearances, Rowdy performs in an event called the Wrangler Bullfight.
Out of Pendleton, Oregon, the 1992 Moses Lake winner, trying to do it all in 94 again. And the battle is begun.
Competition one-on-one for 70 seconds of pure adrenaline and pure terror, and it's just we go try to outmaneuver and the bulls are trying to get a hold of us and do a little damage if they can.
During these performances, Rowdy has a chance to show off some of his talent he's honed through the years.
There's a maneuver I like to do, which is kind of, there's actually a couple of them. Jumping a bull, when you just run at them, you can run at them and jump them off the ground, which is pretty much got me to where I'm at. One of the things I'm noted for. And then also, you can run at the barrel and jump them, and then you run down their back. And that's one of my favorite, because it's the adrenaline rush. It's right there on the edge. So there's right there on the danger zone, and it's pretty serious when you're up there. But it's a lot of fun when it's all done, because you've hit the high, and there isn't a high or a rush like it when you've done it.
He said, nope.
Man.
He said, I'll go
All right, Todd, make a bull ride now.
Todd Martin is the next man in shoot number 8. Colbert Washington is home. Minuteman is his bull. He rides for the gallery. Come on, guys. Come on, Todd Martin. Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, right now would be an excellent opportunity to salute the athleticism of some of the best bullfighters in the world.
Sometimes it's just a walk in the park, and other days it's a hard day at the office. You're stepping in there and you're going, oh boy, this is going to hurt, but it's part of the job. You can't say, oh, I'll just step back. But if you step back, all them cowboys are going to know that you step back. So it's just kind of, there's a lot of pride and ego probably that goes with it. But I'm fortunate that I enjoy and I love what I do for a living. And I figure maybe another 5 to 10 years I'd like to go, and I think probably till the day comes that I don't enjoy it anymore, because it is such a rough sport, and you've got to love the traveling and the bumps and the bruises and the PR and the people and everything else. But I'll probably go to the bullfights for a couple more years, but as far as working the bull riding and helping the cowboys, I'll do that till I stop enjoying it.
Giving up the rodeo life will most probably be a hard proposition for Rowdy. However, he always has one thing to rely on that can't be taken away from him.
I was raised pretty much cowboy ever since I was a little kid, and that's all I like to do. On my free time, I'm usually at the ranch here riding fence or gathering these cows and with the bulls. So definitely that's my living, and that's my, I don't know about heritage, but that's myself, I consider.
If you have a topic for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, 3911 South Regal, Spokane, Washington, 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS Public Television.